President Tinubu in Turkey explores more cooperation in areas of security, education, social development, innovation, and aviation, aimed at strengthening the existing cordial relations between the two countries. On the political scene, gale of defection continues as Governor Abba Yusuf joins the APC, and scores of politicians from the Coalition of African Democratic Congress, ADC, resigned their membership from the party and joined the People's Democratic Party in Sokoto State. Armed Forces of Nigeria concludes investigation to alleged coup plot, says those found wanting will have questions to answer. Our interview segment will focus on political alignments and recalibrations ahead of 2027. We have these and more on our lineup. I'm Fisai Ogunfuyi. Welcome. Like we said, top of the hour, President Tinubu is in Ankara, Turkey, on a state visit to the Republic of Turkey. He was received by a Turkish government delegation led by Minister of National Education, Yusuf Tekin. The last formal engagement between the two countries was the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's visit to Nigeria in October 2021. The presidential advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, stated that the visit to the Middle Eastern country is aimed at strengthening the existing cordial relations between the two countries and exploring further areas of cooperation in security, education, social development, innovation, and aviation. Of course, Turkey straddles the two continents of Europe and Asia, but we're looking at other, because in the course of the program, we might be joining to Kiev to see President Tinubu's state visit. But let's look at some political happenings in the past few days. Governor Abba Yusuf says his decision to return to the All Progressive Congress APC is driven by his desire to align Kano State with the development initiatives of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The governor stated this shortly after announcing his defection to the party and formally registering as a member at the Kano Government House.
An event that brought together stakeholders from diverse political backgrounds, marking a significant moment that bridged long-standing differences in political beliefs and ideologies. This followed Governor Abba Yusuf's decision to return to the All Progressives Congress APC and align with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
It is a conscious decision to more effectively support and liberate the renewed hope agenda, which seeks to transform our nation across critical sectors, including social welfare, infrastructural development, housing, and the inclusive economic development of our dear state of Kano.
This move by Governor Yusuf received the backing of key stakeholders, including the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibril, and the former National Chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje. They pledged their support for his re-election bid in 2027 and assured their commitment to the successful implementation of the governor's numerous development programs and initiatives.
This is a historic occasion. This is a one occasion that we are always proud of.
Kano State APC Chairman Abdullahi Abbas disclosed that a date for a grand reception in honor of the governor would be announced in due course.
All right, Kano move to join the center. We saw all that actuality on the network service of the NTA yesterday, and now we're being joined by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Kano State, Mustafa Mohammed, from our Kano network studios there. If you can hear me, let me first perhaps thank you for joining us, but can you share a sense of what happened yesterday for us? We saw realignment somehow in Kano. Some would say when it comes to votes cast, especially in the presidential election, Kano State is Giwanrua in the pond.
Honestly, yesterday is a historic day, as said by the former chairman, national chairman of the APC, and also looking at the scene, what happened really yesterday showed that there's kind of realignment, reuniting with the former political associates, you understand. Thousands and thousands of supporters converge at the Coronation Hall, showing support and solidarity to the governor, Abba Kabir Yusuf. And this shows that really Kano is now a stronghold of APC because of the decamping of the governor, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, together with most of the House of Representative members and also the state assemblies. We're talking about 8 members of the House of Representatives decamp from NNPP to APC, and also 22 members of House of Assembly decamp to APC. But for the local government chairman, all 44 local government chairmen, decamp and follow the governor to APC. So this showed you how the APC is waxing stronger in Kano, and I believe it becomes a formidable force that hardly been defeated.
No, the NNPP, which was the platform with which the governor won his election, how do they feel at the moment? Was there any discussion before this mass exodus to the APC?
Well, honestly speaking, it will not feel good, because even if you lose a single person from the party, it's going to be painful. And what I know that the national leader of the NNPP has been receiving people from different angles, showing that yes, he has people within his camp. But what transpired yesterday showed that now APC is going stronger in Kano, and you can't compare it with the NNPP. Honestly, it is not definitely do not feel good, because of governor and the members of the House of Representatives, like what I mentioned, decamp from that party to APC. They will not be happy, definitely.
I said, what I asked in terms of discussion was that before you jump ship, wouldn't the party perhaps given an opportunity for some discussions before completely, cutting ties?
True. There has been efforts by the governor, even during the time that he sent in the letter of resignation, of withdrawing from the NNPP. He categorically stated that he made an effort to see that all the intra-party wranglings that had been happening in the party get settled, but to no avail. So he has to take a decision, definitely. And he mentioned it clearly that the crisis may probably, consume the governor and the government as well at the end of the probably 2027 elections, because there was a crisis, between the faction of the NNPP with a fruits logo, and also the one that we wear with the book. And even yesterday, the national chairman of the NNPP with the fruits logo specifically said that they had secured about 2 court rulings in favor of the NNPP was fruits. So this is the kind of thing that we are avoiding. Probably at the end of the day, even if we stay at the NNPP, and probably let's assume that we won election under the NPP with the book logo, and probably there could be a court session, proceedings, and probably at the end of the day, the court will quash and say, yes, the NNPP's fruits is the authentic NNPP. So that's like a political suicide, committing suicide to the votes of the people that voted for the governor. So the governor has to take a decision, honestly, to decide on which party is strong and authentic, and that doesn't have these kind of problems. That's why he decamped. And also, I would like to cite an example with what transpired, with what happened in 2019 in Zamfara State, why the APC lost all the candidates. They won the election, but the court at the end of the day declared that there is no candidate for APC, and all the positions had to go for the opposition party. So we are trying to avoid all these kind of mistakes. So you know, you learn from the mistake of others. So that is why there's need for the governor to take a decision. And honestly speaking, the governor has made every effort to see that this kind of problem gets settled before he decomes from the NNPP to APC.
I've not been to Kano for a few years, but I know that this is, you know, Kano, the share numbers and the voting strength of the state is not a place to take the voters lightly. Have you gotten the buy-in of citizens of the state before making this move?
Yeah, definitely, because this explanation vividly gives, you know, an upper hand for the governor, for the people to rethink that it is not a hatred, it is not enmity, but it is for the fate of the people of Kano State, because we don't want to lose votes for Kano people. And the mandate given to Alhaji Abba Yusuf shouldn't be taken as a joke. So we are carrying along with the people, and they are together with us, and merging together or reuniting with the old political bigwigs in the APC make the APC more stronger together with the governor and the government of Kano State. I believe we are strong enough that people will continue to support the APC government under the leadership of Alhaji Abba Yusuf now in Kano State.
All right, before I let you go, the governor was quoted as saying that he was also relying to access, you know, align with, you know, the government at the center to bring the dividend of democracy closer to the people as well, especially with a stronger farmer relationship with the government at the center. Going forward, of course, we just started. This is the year before the year, talking about the year before the presidential elections. It's going to be interesting in your state. But what are we expecting from that space in terms of you have moved to a new party? Naturally, we understand that the APC, you know, policy is that the governor becomes the leader of the party in that state. But you are meeting some very big names in that party as you have gotten in there. Are you expecting a smooth sail, or perhaps you might need to do some realignment within the alignment?
Honestly speaking, from what transpired yesterday and from all the speakers during the event yesterday, indicates clearly that we don't have problem, because the former national chairman of APC and the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, made it clear that now Alhaji Abba Yusuf is the leader of APC in Kano State. And also all the political bigwigs from different angles in three senatorial zones, you know, they were there during that event, making, informing the people that really, yes, it's a good, formidable force coming together, reuniting and realigning, you know, to face the 2027 general elections. So we don't have more fear in that. And in the issue of bringing goodies to Kano State, that's what is in the mind of the governor. Because even the last 2 days, so an occasion that the governor clearly stated that now he's not after the 2027 elections. What he's after is the Kano people, Kano people, Kano people. So his whole intent is to get more projects from the federal government, to get more you know, dividends of democracy to Kano people. Because Kano, you know, is the most popular state in Nigeria. And we have a lot of things that we need the federal government to do more so that people will appreciate what the government is doing. So I believe, and the sky is a limit, and we believe that more goodies will come to Kano State. And that is what is in our mind. People first, people first, people first.
I will ask one more question before I let you go. You have joined the party, and the governor, I mean, the president has always said that the money is meant for the local government to get there. As far as the practices in Kano State, local government autonomy, especially financial autonomy, is it being practiced in Kano, or are you bringing it on board now?
It has been practicing in Kano, honestly, since that time, because Alhaji Abba Yusuf, you know, give them all what they want to execute their powers, because it's their own powers spend their own money. So the government has been doing that. But what I know that sometimes there are kind of joint projects together with the state government, and that's not bad. For example, I can cite the issue of fertilizer distributions to all the local governments. The Kano State has its own part, and also all the local governments have their own part they play in terms of distribution of that, the procurement of that fertilizer. So it's not bad doing that, and we believe with this kind of thing that the governor has been doing, giving a very good lever to the chairman of the 44 local governments, more projects and more goodies are coming to Kano in the next 1 year, sure.
Press Secretary to the Governor of Kano State, Mustafa Mohammed, who's been speaking with you, and we will continue to get in touch with you when we see activities happening. Can I understand you're an award-winning documentary producer, so perhaps you will produce one for us looking at what has been happening in Kano in the past few years, and perhaps we'll have a good tale to tell. Thank you very much for being a part of Political Update today. Thank you very much.
Very much indeed.
All right, moving on. In what may be the best described as a process of rethinking and realignment in the nation's political journey ahead of the year 2027, as scores of politicians from the Coalition of African Democratic Congress, ADC, have resigned their membership from the party and joined the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Sokoto State, putting the opposition in a mood of testing the waters.
Nigeria's political landscape has continued to witness significant realignments in recent times as politicians reposition ahead of future electoral contests. These developments are largely driven by the search for credible and well-structured political platforms capable of advancing individual and collective political aspirations. In Sokoto State, a former senator, Abubakar Umar Gada, is among the high-profile politicians that defected from the African Democratic Congress, ADC, to the People's Democratic Party, PDP.
The only option we have, regardless of the cost of this option, is to come back and take the bits and pieces of the PDP and see how God will help us to revive it, so that politics is local, so that we can come here back home and raise the hope of our people by making all the necessary sacrifices.
The move from the ADC to the PDP was collectively endorsed by stakeholders drawn from across the 244 political wards of Sokoto State. Stakeholders placed their loyalty to the PDP and reaffirmed their commitment to grassroots mobilization as the preparations for the 2027 general elections gather momentum.
Still on defections, Atiku Abubakar, son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, says his decision to join the All Progressive Congress, APC, was born out of the conviction of developmental drive of President Bola Tinubu. He said that these were receiving his APC card at Gwadabawa Ward in Yola North local government area of Adamawa State.
Atiku Abubakar, who registers with the APC in Adama at the ongoing APC e-registration, says he will work with the party to ensure its victory at all levels. He called on the people to continue to support the Renew Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of its developmental drive.
This journey that we're on, by the grace of God, we are going to go very far. One day we'll come again, very soon, and we'll come and continue the good works for the people of this area.
Atiku Abubakar was later accorded a rousing welcome at the Adamawa State APC Secretariat, expecting him to add value to the party. The state chairman, Idris Webu, says Atiku Abubakar will enjoy all the rights and privileges of the party without any form of discrimination.
Mr. Abba, the leadership of this party are exceptionally happy with receiving you into this party, and will make use of the vast of experience you will bring on decks in progressing and advancing the cause of this party in Adamawa State and beyond.
All right, and just before we go, following the alleged coup plot in October last year, the defense headquarters arrested 16 officers. The Armed Forces of Nigeria says investigations into the matter have been concluded and a report forwarded to the appropriate superior authority in line with extant regulations. The comprehensive investigation process conducted in accordance with the established military procedures has carefully examined all circumstances surrounding the conduct of the affected personnel. The findings have identified a number of officers with allegations of plotting to overthrow the government, which is inconsistent with the ethics, values, and professional standards required of members of the military. A statement by the Director of Defense Information, Major General Samaila Uba, notes that those with cases to answer will be formally arraigned before the appropriate military judicial panel to face trial in accordance with the Armed Forces Act and other applicable service regulations. The Armed Forces reiterates that measures being taken are purely disciplinary and part of ongoing institutional mechanisms to preserve order, discipline, and operational effectiveness within the ranks. Perhaps we have time for just one more as political parties support groups warm up for the 2027 general elections. Nigerian youths are bracing up to provide purpose, value, and service in critical sectors. A forum by the National Youth Alliance state chairman mandated to engage the grassroots for inclusive governance. Let's take that report.
This is not your typical networking event. The air in the room charged with ideas. Young Nigerians eager to learn how to serve without being priced out of the very system they want to fix. The conversations cut straight to the chase. They revolved around issues of women participation in politics, self-actualization, and the pivotal role of the Nigerian youth in reshaping structures to align with the agenda of the federal government.
Go back to your area and do something. Take responsibility of the problems in your local community.
We want Bala Ahmed Tinubu. We challenge him to be that man of many firsts to ensure that this bill is accelerated, that women are given hearing.
Over 60% of Nigeria's population are currently under 30. What this means is that Nigeria is young, bustling with energy, and its youth are not just demanding a stake, but have their hands already on the wheel in tech, culture, and other sectors.
Between now and 2027, we are targeting 40 to 50 million young Nigerians. Now, integrated all the 36, state chairmen and the FCT. We believe in our country. We don't have any other place like this country. So we find it necessary to come out and then defend the future of our country.
You need an army of young people to believe in their nation.
You should get your voter's card ready. That's your right.
To build an inclusive society, political actors at the forum urged youths to continue to embrace education, build character, invest in personal growth, while pursuing goals that align with national policies.
That report on National Youth Alliance mobilizing for the 2027 general elections concludes political update today on the network service of the NTA. Between now and when we come your way again, do play your politics for the greater good and keep it locked on Nigerian Television Authority for news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Bye-bye now.